2020 for BlackBerry is looking a lot different than 2020 was for the BlackBerry Classic, as we have on the horizon a new promised 5G Android BlackBerry, and at this point we're just at speculation with limited information as to what this phone will look like. There's no doubt that one of the reasons why people keep coming back to BlackBerry is the enduring popularity of some of its more heritage phones, like the BlackBerry Passport and of course the BlackBerry Classic featured in this video here. There's a huge fan base for those older BlackBerry 10 devices, and this fan base consists of either longtime BlackBerry users or new smartphone users that are looking for more than just the glass slabs and similar experience that you get on modern smartphones. And with the Classic being as affordable as you can get these days, it's quite a compelling option in 2021 for the reasons that we're going to go into in this video, or at least until the new BlackBerry with Android is released in 2021. Usability. This will of course be the number one question when you're purchasing the BlackBerry Classic in 2021. Is it still usable and is it worth it? After all, this is a phone that's been out for over half a decade, and believe it or not, with the correct workarounds, you can still get a lot done on this device. There really hasn't been an alternative device on the market that matches the size and form factor and input methods that the BlackBerry Classic offers. What you're getting is, on top of the excellent physical keyboard with the BlackBerry Classic, you're getting a physical pointing knob that isn't available on any kind of modern smartphones, and of course you get the touchscreen as well. And I think it's this choice of input methods is really where a lot of enthusiasts or BlackBerry loyalists are willing to do the workarounds in order to get the most out of this device in 2021. In order to get the most out of your BlackBerry Classic, you're going to need to install a few things in order to make it work. First of all is Google Play services, and then the Google Play Store itself. And if you weren't in the loop, these are indeed working with a few tweaks on the BlackBerry Classic. If you need more information on how to install Google Play services and the Google Play Store on the BlackBerry Classic, check out my link in the description below for a full video detailing a step-by-step guide on how to install these. Once you get this up and running on the BlackBerry Classic, it's actually a pretty useful phone, and stuff like Google Maps and messaging apps like WhatsApp are actually functional on this device. These modern smartphone apps really work well on the BlackBerry Classic, as the Classic's combination of a touch nub and physical keyboard makes using apps like WhatsApp a complete joy, as messaging is a little bit of a different experience when you have a physical keyboard as opposed to a virtual one. Just imagine yourself quickly pulling your phone out of your pocket, operating it one-handed and typing on a physical keyboard on WhatsApp, and you'll probably get a gist of how much I love sending messages and quick text on the BlackBerry Classic as opposed to a modern smartphone. So, if you're willing to put in a little bit of extra time in order to make some of these Android apps work on your BlackBerry Classic, then this device is really worth it, as some of the more modern applications are actually working on the BlackBerry 10 OS, like Spotify, YouTube, and of course WhatsApp. Check out some of my recent videos, link in the description below, on some other messaging applications and browsers that are fully functional on BlackBerry 10 with the working Android runtime environment. Form factor. This is probably the number one reason why BlackBerry has enduring popularity, and the reason why you want the BlackBerry Classic in 2021, and that is the form factor. There's simply just no other phone on the market like the BlackBerry Classic. It has a small, sharp touchscreen and a physical keyboard, and the combination of the keyboard and touchscreen is simply unmatched in terms of text input and navigation with any other kind of form factor that you get with smartphones today. You might be able to type faster with a virtual keyboard and its latest software on the latest flagships. However, there's really nothing that substitutes for the tactile feedback that you get from the BlackBerry Classic. Let's hope that the BlackBerry Classic's keyboard will have some kind of representation on whatever device is released from BlackBerry in 2021. Even though this phone was released over 5 years ago, the Blackberry Classic still feels solid and modern in the hands. And while its software may be considered outdated, its design is not. There's something about the chassis that wraps around the plastic bezeled body and the physical keyboard that really is still modern. And it's quite a unique look compared to some of the other phones you can get in 2021. There's definitely a new wave of people jumping on the BlackBerry bandwagon, and these people are probably looking for a phone that's designed a little bit differently than the glass slabs that we've been seeing on most modern smartphones. And for the price point that you can get the BlackBerry Classic in today's secondary market, it certainly is worth it if you have a curiosity for this kind of design. Price. You can get a great deal on the BlackBerry Classic in the secondary market today. A lot of Classics were made, so it's a lot easier to get your hands on the Classic than another BlackBerry 10 device like the BlackBerry Passport. So if you're a fan of this form factor or a fan of physical keyboards, and you don't mind putting a little bit of time into the usability workarounds that we've talked about in this video, then for the price, the BlackBerry Classic will make a great phone for you, particularly if you're on a budget, as you get a reliable, well-built device that has great quality and a form factor like no other phones on the market. So even though the BlackBerry Classic is a phone that's over 5 years old, it's a perfect budget option, particularly if you're looking for a cheaper smartphone. It's a surprisingly reliable smartphone once you work around some of the Android apps that you're used to using on modern smartphones. And this phone in 2021 is really for 3 people. 1 is for people looking for a budget phone. 2 are longtime BlackBerry enthusiasts that simply can't let go of BlackBerry devices. And 3 are people excited about the upcoming BlackBerry and want to get on the BlackBerry bandwagon before the new BlackBerry Androids are released in 2021. We don't have that much information about this new device, so these fantastic devices that were released years ago will have to make do for the time being until it's released. Despite mixed responses from the latest BlackBerry Key 2 and its predecessor, the BlackBerry Key 1, there's still a lot of excitement for this brand, and it's a mix between longtime BlackBerry users and people that are probably looking for a different kind of design in their smartphone. So what do you think? Do you think that the BlackBerry Classic is a good segue into whatever BlackBerry device is released in 2021? Are you excited about the future of BlackBerry and what possibilities new Android phones could hold? Leave a message down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.